Alright. Hey, what's up guys? Chilling back to Fate Grand Order. Last time we finished off the main interlude Oku and left us with some worrying revelations in that Kama Mara wasn't supposed to be able to get out and do things. But she did, so something is going on with the Indian gods, which is interesting. Maybe they themselves are interfering in the fourth lost belt, India, maybe? We shall see. Hey Merodach, hey Gogeta, hey V6. Port count keeps getting lower. I mean, man, it's Xolter. I gotta try for Xolter, right? Anyway. But yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna, prattle on too long. I think we can just go ahead and get on into it. Lost belt number 4, Samsara of Genesis and Terminus, Yugakshetra. Back on the open plain, the bleached earth. On December 31st, 2019, the entirety of human history was erased in a single stroke. Yeah, every trace of civilization was wiped out, and in its place, the earth was left a bleached wasteland. Alright, sorry. My OBS says there's audio playing currently, but I don't hear anything. Unless they're like... Okay, there's a little bit of wind in the background. I can kind of hear it. Sort of. Very quiet, though. Every trace of civilization was wiped out. Oh, yeah. Bleached wasteland. No one knew why or how it was done. All that was clear is that humanity had been utterly defeated. Yeah, I can barely hear it. I have to like squeeze my headphones into my ears to to hear it. No, it's worse than that. We never even had a chance to fight back. Our destroyer was known as the Foreign God, a being from a distant star wielding unfathomable power. Humanity, we have a message for all of humanity. This planet will soon be reborn as an old, brand new world. Human civilization was a mistake. The path of our growth was incorrect. And so I have made my decision. I will revolt against all of human history. Proper human history. We are about to fill this world with inhuman mystic secrets. We will restore the Age of Gods. That end, the gods have descended from a far-off galaxy, and in their wisdom, they have used 7 seeds to select new leaders. And these leaders will remake this planet as they see fit, and the one who reigns supreme shall be given the right to renew the world itself. The life forms from proper human history will not be permitted to take part in this war, or even to view it from the sidelines. Trees of creation have sprung up all across the land. Now all of the old humanity's endeavors will be set aside, frozen. My name is Wodyme, Kishtaria Wodyme. On behalf of the 7 cryptors, I have a message for those of you who escaped from Chaldea. No, rather I have a message for the scant few remnants of the human race. We will be the inheritors of this planet's history. Yeah, we'll see about that, buddy. Cryptors, The 7 masters of the old Chaldea who were supposed to save the world. Yeah, and then we, yoinked their shit. Daybit some void. Ophelia Femis alone. Barrel Gut. Catechizemlipus. Akuta Hinako. Scandinavia Peperoncino. And their supposed leader, the foremost disciple of Chaldea's first director, Kishtaria Wodaim. No one had even been certain they were still alive, but no sooner had they awoken than they turned on the world that had been meant to. No one had even been certain they were still alive, but no sooner had they awoken than they turned on the world they had been meant to protect. Chosen by the foreign god, the 7 cryptors were entrusted with caring for the trees of emptiness. Yeah. The enormous trees that appeared around the world after its scouring. Each tree of emptiness was followed by a lost belt, a hypothetical history that had been pruned from the chronicle of humanity. There was the Russian lost belt where humans had fused with beasts in order to survive in an ultra-cold environment. There was the Scandinavian lost belt where a Ragnarok gone awry had robbed the world of any possible future. And there was the Chinese lost belt, where a single ruler who achieved immortality carried the rest of mankind on their shoulders. These and other lost belts were to grow their territory, with the one emerging triumphant becoming Earth's official history. As far as the cryptors were concerned, their only enemy, or rather competition, was the other cryptors competing to establish their lost belt's dominance. The few remnants of the old humanity, Chaldea, were no more than a tiny bump in their road. Feeling kind of disrespected. Before the world was wiped clean, the cryptors mounted an attack on the Chaldea Security Organization's headquarters and destroyed them. Chaldeus was frozen solid, and race shifting, the only possible means by which humanity could have prevented the Great Reset, was lost. Yeah, Da Vinci. The real Da Vinci was killed. Now we got fake Da Vinci. I mean, still technically kind of sort of real Da Vinci, because she has her, like, but it's not the same. She's not the same. But though many lives were lost and the survivors were forced to make a desperate retreat, the last master of Chaldea still lived. Thanks to the Shadow Border, the all-terrain void transporter that had been developed in secret, and its cross-dimensional zero-sail traversal method, the survivors successfully escaped into void space. Having evaded the Great Reset, they emerged in the Russian Lost Belt a few months later, in April of 2020. They went on to defeat Catechizemlipus, the cryptor assigned to the Russian Lost Belt, overthrow the Lost Belt's king, Ivan the Terrible, and cut down its Tree of Emptiness. Then, after another battle in the Scandinavian Lost Belt, they arrived at the Wandering Sea, a workshop that was home to the only other survivors of humanity. I mean, I guess... I mean, yeah, I mean, they're still human, even if they don't really care about modern... you know, even if they don't care about modern humanity and magecraft and whatnot, I guess they still count, I suppose. They're just, dickheads. Although, you know, I guess that's just not entirely fair, because they did allow us, or allow Shion, to set up a base for us on their island. So, I mean, I guess they're alright. They could have just been like, nah, fuck you, go away. If they'd really wanted to, so I guess I can't be too upset at them. Now they've gained a new ally in Shion Eltnum, an alchemist from the Atlas Institute, left in charge of the Wandering Sea. And are setting out on the next step of their quest to defeat the Cryptors and the foreign god. So how was that recap? Did I do a good job jogging your memory? Like it was yesterday! Yes, you glossed over a number of things, but that's basically the long and short of it. Yeah. Anyway, it's now been a few months since you returned from the Chinese Lost Belt. Damn. You know, obviously, IRL, right? That was obviously a number of months in between. I assumed in-game they would have maybe taken like a 2-week break. Like maybe the whole comma stuff happens and I guess any other events maybe happen in like a 2 to 3 week period. I don't know why I assumed that. If I recall correctly, the break between LB3 and LB4 was the longest ever. Yeah, I don't know. Like, and again, IRL makes sense. Just, I assumed in-game it'd be like maybe 2 to 3 weeks between Lost Belts. But, I don't know. Like they're in universe, yeah. It's been a few months since you returned from the Chinese Lost Belt. Once you're all rested up, I'm going to have you head out on your next order, Lost Belt number 4. Where you'll investigate a strange lost belt that's been repeatedly expanding and contracting. Moreover, the captain will be joining in on your adventure into a dazzling realm of Indian mythology. Sounds good. I don't know if Nemo's any good, but should be fun. Of course, if I'd known then it would take this long to get ready, I wouldn't have hyped it up quite so much. My original calculations had me modifying, convincing Captain a bit sooner than this. It wasn't your fault. We all got caught up in our ordeal. Honestly, I'm just glad we were able to verify that we can actually ray shift again. Yeah, indeed. We now know for certain that we are able to ray shift from the Wandering Sea, as well as from Chaldea. Well, the ability to observe time and space outside the Lost Belts may not help in our efforts to remove them. Having more options available can only be a good thing. Though that's not to say some of us aren't a bit worse for wear. I say, Director Gordolf, has your weight returned to normal yet? It has. Not that I had any say in the matter. I still don't think it's right that I was the only one who didn't get to go and break. Man, poor Gordy. Nor do I see why we need an obsolete relic like ray shifting when we have the Zero Sail. Go on, Mooney. You know him, right? Sure, buddy. Tell them how you and the whole staff are just as sick and tired of ray shifting as I am. What are you talking about? They're both mind-blowing technological advancements. You've just got to use them right. Also, I was on the staff at the original Chaldea too, so if anything, I'm way more used to ray shifting. You agree with me, right, Ritsuka? Ray shifting is way more fun than zero sailing, isn't it? Honestly, neither one's exactly a walk in the park. It too, girl. Why did I have to be born so ray shift compatible? I don't know, man. Bad luck, I guess? Oh, never mind all that. Shion, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. We know now that the Crypto's accursed leader, Kishtaria Wodheim, is in the Atlantic Lost Belt. I'm also told it's the largest Lost Belt in the world by far, and that the branches of its Tree of Emptiness cover Earth's entire stratosphere. So what possible point could there be in making a pit stop at this Lost Belt in India? it's not a pit stop. We need to go there to ensure our chances of victory are as high as possible. According to Trismegistus, the ocean occupies most of the Atlantic Lost Belt's territory. And we're not talking a modern-day ocean here. We're talking about one from the Age of Gods, filled to the brim with ether and demonic beasts. As things stand right now, we have no way of crossing an ocean like that safely. If you were to enter the Atlantic Lost Belt now, you'd just end up as so much seaweed. I see. Does that mean we can't get there on the border? I'm afraid not. Shion and I have been talking about it, and we both came to the conclusion that it's just not possible to make the border seaworthy while preserving its existing functionality. Just because it can sail in void space doesn't mean it can do the same in reality space. Each ocean requires a completely different means of traversal. And since the border is an all-terrain void transporter, we can't allocate that many resources only to make it capable of sailing on real water. I guess we could technically do it if we made the hole bigger, but if we did that, we wouldn't have nearly enough staff to run it. Could we not just get, like, do a crash course on, like, how the systems work with some of the more intellectual servants? Like, why would that... I feel like that's a pretty easy fix, but... Because we know they have some... servants around. It'd be like trying to teach a university professor to fly a spaceship in a week. I mean... I guess... Oh... I feel like Moriarty could well... literally professor. I don't know, I honestly do feel like Moriarty could figure it out, though. Because he knows how the computer systems work. As we saw in Enkidu's interlude. Like, at least to a degree, he knows how modern computers and whatnot work. Like, I really don't see why he couldn't... I don't know. Anyway, a vehicle that size would need at least 60 professionals. Okay, I guess if you need 60, though. Yeah, probably, okay. Yeah, I guess that would be unfeasible, I suppose. Can you guess what resource we're lowest on just now? Manpower. I guess that would be human resources. Yeah. Mounier and the rest of the border staff are all doing their best, but... Alright. So you're going to acquire what we need in the Indian Lost Belt. Foe? Yeah, what's that? So you want us to recruit more people there? No, nothing like that. We already know that you cannot bring anything native to a Lost Belt outside it, right? No, this is a simple matter of earthbound coordinates. So we just need a place close to... Okay. India has everything we currently lack, so you're going to go there to get it all in one fell swoop. By LB4, there's 250 servants in the game, including dupes. Badge of Nemo NP1 though. Yeah, he's the one I don't know if I want or not. Like, I think I more want his Santa version, who I missed out on because I couldn't do the this last Christmas event. Because I don't know. At least, or... Okay, I guess to be fair, I don't... actually know enough about them, but it seemed like at least the Santa version, his... I don't know. Never mind. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Nemo's an interesting character. I don't know, but, yeah. Anyway, where were we? Swoop. Is that alright, Captain? Well done making adjustments and attachments over here. All you have to do now is personally activate the Aranax Phantasm in India and attach it. Yes, I'll go with them. It's been several months since I started helping out with the border's maintenance. Might be as slow as a sea turtle, but I can't help but have some affection for it after all this time. Thanks. And I know the Phantasm needs to be activated very carefully, with a precise ritual and only at particular coordinates. I don't even know if we can use it in a Lost Spell or not. But we'll never know unless we try. That said, I'm the one who's going to decide what it becomes. That part is non-negotiable. And if I decide it's not going to work, I'm going to come back on my own. You got that, Shion? Sure, as your master, I'm okay with that. Though I seriously doubt you're capable of being so heartless. Humph. Nande. What are you talking about? We're talking about my coming along with you to India. Yeah, we got that. We meant the other bits, like this phantasm you have. We're talking about my coming along with you to India. I thought you'd already been told about that. I mean, yes. Da Vinci, do you remember seeing a steel pyramid-shaped object somewhere around the dock? Well, it's mine. I'd like you to store it in the border for me. In the worst case, we can use it as a shield. Oh, you mean that weird-looking thing that almost seems like part from a car body kit? Is that the Aranax Phantasm thing you were just talking about? Yeah. It's not much use for a mermaid that can swim around the ocean freely, though. I can't say I know what it is you're talking about, but the more servants around who can keep me safe, the better. Thanks? Anyway, glad to be here, everybody. Are you, though? You don't seem all that enthused. Oh, and don't worry about my seat. I already installed one for me. And it only takes up half of Mounier's space. Oh, really? That means Captain's gonna be sitting next to me? This is my big chance to show him what I'm made of. I can't wait to get started. Yay, please. Buddy. Alright, but that's our only objective in India. Does this mean we don't have to cut down its tree of emptiness? No, we should probably do that while we're there. No, you'll definitely be needing to eliminate the Indian Lost Spell while you're there, yeah. Given that it seems to be indirectly responsible for the recent race shift incident. The Indian Lost Spell. There's a very good chance these histories that were pruned away after they were deemed unnecessary contain significant and unprecedented threats. I have determined that we cannot leave this lost belt be just because it's low on our list of priorities. Besides, there's still so much we don't know, and not just about the Tree of Emptiness. What's going on with the Cryptors, who are the alter egos claiming to be disciples of the foreign god. Every lost belt we investigate provides us with more data. Ritsuka, Mash, Da Vinci, Gordolf, Mounier. Captain? As the one supervising the command room. And as someone personally wishing for your success, there's something I have to say, or wish to say. We need to eliminate every lost belt. We have no choice but to fight, regardless of how painful that choice is. You need to eliminate them both to improve our chances of victory during the inevitable climactic confrontation, and to return human history to its proper place. Shion. You know, I was just thinking about it. Why does Gordolf have to come with us? Like the first three, right? Obviously, right? Like, you know, 1 and 2, the border was all we had. 3, he was gonna die. He needed the antidote, so obviously he would want to come along to get it in his hands as quick as possible. But he doesn't really need to come with us on this one, does he? Like, the only thing he can really do in the border is if they need to, like, drive it to escape, he's a good driver, but that's about it. Whoops, scratch that. I should know better than to get overly serious before you've even headed out on a mission. He's the good to go. Is he though? Is he? I mean, I guess. Kinda. I'm sure we'll run into more than enough trouble in the Lost Belts. So we should at least try to enjoy ourselves while we're in the base. Alright, that's all for now. Please make sure to review the particulars of this mission on your mobile devices. This order will commence at dawn. Oh, could you chill with the spoilers, Reaper? Please? I don't know that. If I'm not there, those adventure-seeking nuts will get themselves killed. Probably. This order will commence at dawn. Be sure to get plenty of sleep and come to the dock by the time we agreed on. Yokai? Yes? What's up, Da Vinci? Is she sleep standing? Yeah, but like, that's still, for me, I'm very anal about what spoilers are. So for me, that is a spoiler, because I don't, like, how am I supposed to know that he does something good in that regard, right? So now I know that, so yeah, I don't know. I'm very, 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 yeah, anal about what I consider spoilery. Oh, Ritsuka, what's up? We have less than 6 hours until the mission starts. You should head back to your room and get some rest. I doubt we'll have many chances to get a full night's sleep once we're in the Lost Belt. Who knows when you'll get another chance to stay in a bed that doesn't rock. Fair. It's actually time to go right now, Da Vinci. Huh? It's already time? Have I been sleeping standing up this whole time? Yeah, kinda. Kinda. A little bit. Oopsies. I didn't really want to go back to my workshop, so I guess I ended up resting my eyes first a little longer than I meant to. Well, I feel silly. Yeah. I think it's probably deeper than just you falling asleep, but you know, we'll let it go for now. Anyway, go on and head down to the dock. I'll catch up with you guys soon. That's a little worrying. Where did she get those roller skates? Oh. As I had thought, Da Vinci is having operational difficulties. Neza! I have been behind you for some time. You must have been so focused on Da Vinci that you didn't notice. In any case, this is a good chance to tell you this. You can't let Da Vinci push herself too much. She is doing everything Leonardo da Vinci would be doing, but well, in a much smaller body. It obviously puts tremendous strain on her now. You must be aware of that. She may have inherited Leonardo da Vinci's duties, but she is a pseudo-servant, just like Mash is. We may differ in format, but she and I are very similar. I understand how she is feeling. No, scratch that. I do not know how she is feeling. Da Vinci is so strong. I mean, you're strong too, though, Neza. But maybe in a different way, you mean? I said too much. My apologies, so please, keep this between us. Promise? I am coming along the Indian Lost Belt. I hope we can continue to get along. Oh, yeah, sure. Glad to have you with us again. Damn, Neza. 2 Lost Belts in a row. Outside of MASH, she must have the most Singularity appearances now. In terms of, like... no Mordred's probably... No, yeah, no Mordred's at 3 now with LB3. Okay, I guess there's also Artoria. But I feel like Artoria is a bit of a... Because technically those were different versions of Artoria, so I don't know if that really counts. Because Artoria's had the... Actually, no, Artoria's only had the Camelot and Fuyuki, right? Yeah, no, never mind. For a second I thought she appeared elsewhere, but no, just those two. So I guess, yeah, no, Mordred's ahead. Which is kind of crazy. I'm surprised they don't do more with... Oh yeah, that's what I was forgetting, right. And Shinjuku. Okay, yeah, no, Artoria does have more. Yeah. I don't know how I forgot about Shinjuku and Londinium. No. Anyone who shredded Medusa was 4 stars. Yeah. Yeah. I get why they made her a 3-star, because when the game first launched, they didn't know how long it would go, and you couldn't have, you know, be stacked with 4 stars, but they had to have some 3 stars and whatnot, but it's like... I don't know. Maybe they'll eventually pull Elizabeth, right? Because like Elizabeth has a 5-star Lancer now, and JP we won't have it till next year. It's Halloween, but they could totally do another Rider Medusa, and like, yeah, make her a 4-star or 5-star, and have her just be like an evolution of the 3-star Medusa or something. I don't know. Understood. I promise I will not let you down. That said, I can tell you why. Yeah, I prefer to forget the entire, like, last 2 sections of London. Yeah, 4 Medusas, or not everyone can be Ellie. True. Although, you know, I don't know. Or they could just, I don't know. want to land. Oh, that's what I've been saying. Lancer Ultra Medusa is so fucking hot. I mean, cool looking. But nah. Avengers Evolution. Yeah, no, but I just mean more like in terms of like the current 3-star Rider Medusa that's in Chaldea, right? Oh. I mean, we should get. Anyway. The jewel in my chest is acting up a bit. I don't think this has ever happened to me before. The Indian Lost Belt is a very bad place. Every part of my spirit origin is warning me not to go. Even so, every lost belt is dangerous. I am the Crown Prince Neza and must not back down from a challenge. If things go bad, I know you will help me. I'm sure I have nothing to worry about. Let's go. The others are waiting. You know, I'm glad Neza has some confidence in us. You know, she has more confidence in, or I guess he, but yeah, yeah, she, buh. Oh man, sorry I'm late. I can't believe it took so long to get ready. Looks like you're all here. So let us begin the final rundown. Your destination's the Indian Lost Belt. Your objective is to help Captain gain experience power up the Shadow Border. Oh, okay. Explore the Indian Lost Belt and ultimately eliminate it. Captain and I will handle the Shadow Border side of things, so please don't concern yourselves with that. What I would like you to focus on, Master Ritsuga, is cutting down the Indian Tree of Emptiness. I estimate you should have room in the border to fit about 20 days worth of supplies. While the Aeronax Phantasm will be loaded into the hangar as supplemental equipment. You'll not need to account for it in battle, as it is not meant for offensive purposes. I take it you'll be summoning reinforcement servants within the Lost Belt again, as we have done thus far. Correct. From here, you'll need to travel across void space to get close to the Indian Lost Belt. And from there, you'll need to immediately undergo another zero sail in order to make your way inside. Consecutive zero sails are draining, even for servants, and Da Vinci's protection safeguards can only do so much. So I think it's best if we keep no more than 3 servants on standby in the border. Then, no matter how many servants we win over to our side in the future, we'll only be able to take 3 of them into a Lost Belt with us. That's how it works out, yes. I'm not saying we can never send more than 3 if we really have to, but the servants summoned inside a Lost Belt are more powerful anyway. So when you get there, I would like you to secure a ley line and use Mash's Holy Relic to form contracts with new heroic spirits, just as you have in the other Lost Belts. Alright then, as the Wandering Sea Command Room's supervisor, I have an order for those of you on the field team. As of this moment, Novum Chaldea will be transitioning to its first battle position. Oh? Field team, go ahead and board the border, starting with Master Ritsuga. Okay. Once I've confirmed all your vitals are green, you'll begin a zero sail. And officially commence Order Lost Belt number 4, along with its sub-order, Horned Monster. Okay.
Make sure you all give it everything you have, and I look forward to your safe return.
Yeah. We'll be very, very safe. Nothing bad could happen. Where to set out. Activating Paper Moon. Initiating Planet Navigational Chart ± Convergence. Commencing Shadow Border's docking sequence into Reality Boundary. Proper Human History Resemblance C. Lost Belt Depth A. Firing Existence Verification Tether into Reality Space. Anchor Point at Heroic Spirit is Virtual Nautical Chart. Confirmed. Zero sail complete. Emerging into reality space. Damn. Not spending immense amounts of time in void space anymore. Reality space anchor secured. Reality verification complete. Establishing Shadow Border's existence within Lost Belt. Zero sail return successful. Good. We've made it back to reality space.
Fo? Oof, that violent shaking never gets any easier. Are you okay, Master?
This emergence felt like a lot like the one in Scandinavia.
You don't say. You've got good instincts, Ritsuka.
Not so fast. Just take a look at how adeptly I'm carrying myself. Why, I'm the very picture of dignity. A zero sail is no worse than a drive in the rain for me.
Yeah, good for you, Gordy. Pat pat.
Surely all that rattling must have been a dreadful sight, more difficult for a freshly summoned servant who's never left that lukewarm base of yours, no?
Gordy. I think he's probably used to rough emergencies. How many 4 and 5-star servants do you think you have? I don't know the exact number of 4 stars, but I have 21 5 stars. So, yeah, I'm not sure how many 4 stars though. I'd say I probably have like at least 60 between the two of them total. But I haven't counted them. Counted. I don't know why I said that so weird.
I feel quite as powerful as a krill.
One already in a whale's stomach at that.
But never mind. As long as I'm at sea, even the most violent upheaval is as gentle as a breeze to me. If anyone should be worried about getting seasick, it's you guys. This ship could and should be much more comfortable. In particular, I'd like to add a bit more in the way of padding to my cushions.
A good captain must always take care of his crew after all.
Had I known how uncomfortable these chairs were, I would have
prioritized making improvements.
Hey, I'm glad to work together to keep the border's systems in good shape.
But I'm not about to let you go tinkering with tiny things like that on your own anytime soon.
Even something as small as changing
The air freshener we use in the bathroom could lead to fighting among the staff. That wouldn't be good. I'm actually being a lot more considerate of everyone on board than you might think, you know.
That's good to hear. But this is the sort of problem that should have been addressed in the planning stages of creating this vessel.
Damn. But, okay, to be fair, they were kind of rushing it. Like, it's not like this was a... we have indefinite amount of time to build it kind of deal.
You might have the most advanced vessel in the world, but it will do you little good if your crew's in too low spirits to make proper use of it. I guess the previous Da Vinci had no idea how difficult a voyage at sea could be. Ouch. Well, you've got me there. The last version of me was a genius, but she was definitely kind of insensitive about things like that. Still, she did make this amazingly capable armored vehicle back when nobody had any idea what was going to happen. True. I'd say that more than gets me off the hook for overlooking little things like cushions. Quite so. The next time we build a vehicle, we'll be sure to pay more attention to creature comforts. In the meantime, we've made our way through the stone wall, and are now inside the Indian Lost Belt. We should begin by assessing our surroundings. First things first, Mr. Mounier. Can you see this Lost Belt's tree of emptiness?
Yeah, I think that's it over there. I can see something far off to the southeast.
It's not already turning into a universe like LB3's, is it? Or galaxy?
So it's already taken root as I suspected.
Okay, it has.
Furthermore, it appears to have already grown considerably. But unlike in China and Scandinavia, at least we know where to find it. That should save us a good deal of time. Then let's go cut it down right now.
Just like that? Are all Chinese robots so bold?
No, that would be too dangerous. The tree is very far away, and I doubt the enemy has simply left it undefended. Oh yes, that reminds me. I'm aware we have yet to define this term for our current circumstances. But there's almost certainly another enemy we will need to face here. Given what we have seen thus far, there's an excellent chance there's a crypto assigned to the Lost Belt, and a king who has been ruling it since prior to the crypto's arrival. It is therefore in our best interest to gather as much information as we can before we prepare to face them. Well, this particular tree of emptiness does seem to have grown considerably. It also appears to be in a fairly stable state. So we don't seem to be under any immediate pressure. Of course, if things should take a sudden turn for the worse, we'll have no choice but to act. But for the time being, it should be safe to prioritize investigating this Lost Belt. Whatever steps we take next, we should begin by getting to the bottom of this case. That is, this unknown history.
Yes, quite. Very well, we'll start by gathering information. It's important to know exactly what sort of dangers one is up against after all.
I see. Understood. For now. Alrighty. Let's see if there's anything else of interest around here. What's that?
What is that?
It would seem there's something else visible to the naked eye here. Something a fair distance from the tree of emptiness in its own right. Fascinating.
It's very, square. I guess that's the thing that Pepperoncino said was, a problem when he was talking with Caddick way back when.
What the hell is that? Is it natural? Man-made? Hurry up and scan it, man.
I'm working on it. Come on. That's no use. I can't get a read on it with anything. It's like it's deflecting any attempts to scan it.
I thought it might be some sort of magecraft-based structure. But if it doesn't show up in magical energy scans, perhaps it isn't. It seems all we can do is barely make it out with our eyes. Which should mean that, empirically speaking, we can't even be sure it's truly there.
But we see it.
I suppose one possible explanation is that we're all just seeing things. I wouldn't bet on that being the case, but, maybe. Could be.
You mean a mass hallucination? as in a vision from space. Warm hospitality, a frightening girl. My head.
Please calm down, Director.
I'm sure that was just Holmes trying to make a joke.
Fofo?
Yeah. At any rate, the only thing we can say for sure at this point is that we have no idea as to what's going on. Though I do wonder if this may have anything to do with that mysterious girl we saw near Russia's Tree of Emptiness.
Probably.
In the sense that we could also see her despite being unable to observe her with any instrumentation. Then again, I suppose she did technically appear as a sort of blank spot on her senses. Regardless, we still have far too little information to work with, so there's nothing to be gained from drawing conclusions now.
I guess we might be able to get some readings if we got in close. I can't say I'm thrilled about the idea of getting near that thing, but if you want to head over there and try.
Don't be daft. Why'd we try to go inside that thing when we don't know the first thing about it? Why, if something would happen to the border, or to me, mankind's last hopes would be dashed for good. No, our first order of business is to ensure our surroundings are safe, and then to ensure I'm safe. Isn't that right, technical and administrative advisors?
Yes, Gordy.
You're not wrong. Lost Belts do have their own populations, so we know there's got to be a town around somewhere.
Well, not necessarily.
I can't tell you if there's one near that giant cube or anywhere else nearby. But wherever we find one, we shouldn't get too close to it in the border.
Remember what happened in China? Yeah.
So if we're prioritizing information and supplies, I think we should start by looking for a campsite. Luckily, the environmental readings are all stable, so we can assume we're safe enough to focus on keeping a low profile. I'd really rather not use the camel function if we can help it,
Since it's a major resource hog. As it should, I guess.
Nowhere's a good out-of-the-way place we could hide the border around here. That rocky mountain over there looks promising.
Well then, what are we waiting for? Forward.
Alright, we should probably decide on our plan of attack here. Just to make sure. How's that device holding up?
The Aranax Phantasm's as quiet as a piece of coral.
It's not about to wake up anytime soon.
I was afraid of this. Even if we get to the coordinates now, I won't be able to do the ritual to activate it as long as this lost belt's here.
So we won't be able to use your fancy new device or update the border until we get rid of this lost belt, huh? I thought that might be the case, but that doesn't make it any less sucky.
What did you expect? One can hardly hope to win first prize without taking part in the race. That's a good point.
We will need to cut off this lost belt sooner or later, so if anything, this only helps simplify matters.
Indeed. Now, as usual, my duty is to defend the border.
Seeing as it's the last bastion
Of hope for mankind and all. Ritsuka and Mash, as you two are our field team, you'll be working, well, in the field. Given that this will be the fourth lost belt you've investigated, you should be old hands at it by now.
I'll do my best, Gordy.
Yes, sir. I'll be sure to stay alert while we're in the field. Like I said before, the environment here is a lot more stable than it was in Russia or Scandinavia. It's similar to China's climate in a lot of ways, but in addition to the physical heat and humidity, there's also a high concentration of mana in the air here. That means you won't be able to use the portable stealth devices I gave you in China, just so you're aware. Still, at least we know you won't need to use the Olaris boards or any other special transportation equipment here. So you won't have to worry about that. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Just the sort of enthusiasm I like to see. However, one can't live on enthusiasm alone. Having just two of you out in the field is a risk I'd rather not take. So the servants who will accompany you on your investigation shall be...
Sorry, I think that's a sensible decision, but I can't accompany them. I wasn't sent here as a combatant. Were I to try to fight alongside Ritsuka, I would just get in her way. My job is to make improvements on this vessel.
I may not yet be able to do so, but there is still a lot of foundational work I can begin now. The first thing I'm going to focus on is improving this bridge's shock absorption. As I said, these cushions leave quite a lot to be desired. Hey, I was planning to get to them when I had time, you know. Of course, I will accompany them. I have some connection to India as well. I am sure I can be useful. Right. India has historically been close with China. Where they call it Chanju. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Thank you, Neza. I'm very reassured knowing you'll be there to help us.
Nonetheless, Neza alone simply won't be enough. Da Vinci needs to remain here on standby, so that she can operate the border at a moment's notice if necessary. And Holmes needs to stay so that he can make full use of the border's instruments while he analyzes our findings. Suffice to say, Ritsuka, that you'll need to bolster your fighting force if you were to carry out your investigation. To do so, you'll have to try summoning new servants in the field. It's a shame the Atlas Institute servant wasn't more accommodating, but there's nothing we can do about that.
I see Gordy's in a real good mood now that he has another servant
Staying behind who can keep him safe.
I agree you'll need to start by summoning new servants. But as they say, every cloud has a silver lining. And this particular summoning has two of them. First off, electricity. Thanks to Shion, we have another disposable booster you can use, like you did in China. She said it's called a void cell.
I gotta say, the Atlas Institute comes up with some really interesting stuff sometimes.
As a refresher, just hook it up to Mash's shield, and it'll provide all the resources you need for the summon.
That's convenient. Unfortunately, thanks to all the time it took to make everything, it's only got enough juice for 2 servants. I mean, that's fine. We already have Neza here.
But hey, it's still way better than flying a kite in a storm, right?
Yeah, I guess. That was an interesting experience.
Second, I already found a perfect ley line for summoning, and it's well within walking distance.
I concur. Once you've bolstered your forces there, you can begin investigating our surroundings in earnest.
Oh, understood. We'll make sure to do that.
Well, no time like the present. Let's go.
Fo-fo!
Yeah, you tell him, foe. Oh?
You sure you're okay with this, Gordy?
What do you mean?
Oh, you know.
I just figured you want to say, hold it. I'm the director and I give the orders around here. Or something like that.
Ew. Well, I'll admit I did come up with a few authoritative directives ahead of time. But I ultimately decided they weren't necessary, given how the Solstice Belt seems fairly peaceful.
Right. Yeah, sure. We'll see. We'll see how long that lasts.
And if there's no point in saying them, well, why waste my breath? It's only good sense.
Of course there's a point to them. They're very important. Go on, Gordy. Hurry up and say something.
Oh? Well, if you insist, and if it's not too late. Ahem.
Alright, what kind of bullshit's he gonna say?
Hold it. You're forgetting something pivotal.
What's that?
Your commander's orders, of course.
We can't start an
operation without them. Go on now, line up. Back straight. Never mind the salute. Just listen up. Ritsuka, as the captain of the Shadow Border, I'm the director of Chaldea. Here are your orders. You're to investigate the lost belt spreading across Indian land, and to find a means of filling that tree of emptiness as soon as possible. In addition to illuminating the lost belt and protecting Earth from this invasion, you are also to secure a path that will enable us to further modify and evolve the Shadow Border.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Gordolf, sir.
That's more like it. When a mission's especially difficult.
That's when you need to send them off with high hopes.
We're really coming into our own as a team. I think we'd even give the old Chaldea a run for its money.
You know, Gordy, you say some good stuff every now and then. I'm sorry? 11,900? Question? This goes deep into the past. Deep. Or future? No, probably past. Oh boy. Let's see here. Okay. That's concerning. You know, I'm sure we'll find out that what that does.
先輩はホーリー祭というお祭りをご存知ですか？慣れた頃ほど。
Eventually. It reminds me of no, not really. I was gonna say like a Borg cube from Star Trek, but not really, because like a Borg cube from the distance, I guess. When you get close, you see that's like a crisscrossing of like, yeah, but like from a distance, I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind was the Borg. That's not good. Alright, well.
No time like the present.
Oh! We're already being assaulted. How rude. Also, wait, I didn't even register for a second. 6 nodes on the I mean, I guess technically second section, but the 6 nodes already? Oh boy. Meeting hope in a lonely world. Oh. This is gonna be one of those, isn't it? The scenery is nice.
I have to ask, are you sure this will work? You had a fairly rough go of it in China, didn't you? Granted, I was so out of sorts early on there, thanks to having to confront my mortality, that I wasn't able to make some sort of cool-headed decisions like I usually do.
Yeah.
I actually don't quite remember what happened very well. Still, I do recall hearing something about being unable to summon servants there.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us. We're all fully aware. But I think we'll be okay. China was a unique situation, even for a lost belt. Still, for what it's worth, I don't think Ritsuga will have any trouble summoning capable servants here. Same. All we have to do now is give it a shot. Is everything ready, Mash? Yes. Everything's in place for the summoning spell, and the connection to the Spirit Origin briefcase is stable. Running final checks. Done. Heroic Spirit Summoning System, Fate.
All systems green.
Go ahead whenever you're ready, Master.
Oh. My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call, obey my will and reason, then answer me. I hereby swear, I embody all that is good in the world. I shall defeat all that is evil in the world. seventh heaven clad in the three words of power. Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. Alright, who's first? Who da pull? Who da pull in the gacha? Oh. I mean, I guess that makes sense, given we are in India. But I don't know, I was kind of hoping for... I don't know who I was hoping for, to be honest. Okay, I'll take it.
I'm Rama, a saber, and a great king of Kosala. I'm a lancer. My true name is Karna. It is good to be here.
It worked, Senpai.
We couldn't have hoped for a better result. I don't know, Arjuna probably would have been better than Rama, but... okay. And we even know them already.
Well, good.
I knew I had it in me. You didn't do it? Okay. What do you mean Gordy? Okay, buddy. Yeah, you live in your delusions.
Why, these servants are summoned are perfect for tackling India. With a lineup like this, I dare say we've already as good as won.
Well, technically it was Ritsuka that summoned them.
This is such good news.
It almost makes me want to run around whooping for joy.
I won't, of course. But at least Foe can hop around gleefully in my stead. Go ahead, Foe. Foe!
I see. Now I understand. So we're fighting for Chaldea on behalf of proper human history. Indeed.
It sounds as though your path thus far has been quite arduous, Master Ritsuka.
Now that you've summoned me, the King of Kosala, and the Avatar Vishnu, your worries are over. No matter what manner of hardships may lie ahead, my sword, a bane to all evil, will rend any obstacles you encounter asunder. And on the slight chance I'm not enough by myself, you even managed to summon Karna, the hero of benefaction. This goes far beyond just good luck.
Just how many good deeds have you done to earn this kind of karma, Master? Okay. Interesting. So, unlike the Mordred and Jinkei and Spartacus we summon in China, it seems like these two don't remember us all that much. Because why would he have... I mean, maybe it's just, I don't know. Okay.
You give me far more credit than I deserve. Still, I can promise you this, Master. Now that I've been summoned here, I'll do everything in my power to see your will done. I await your orders.
That said, as a Kshatriya,
I could ask for no greater honor than to fight alongside the King of Kosala. Truthfully, even I cannot deny that I feel fortune smiling upon us.
Aha! How very respectful of you, son of Surya, god of sun.
I'll feel most reassured knowing you have my back.
You're really happy about this, huh, Mash?
Oh, yes.
Although I'm also just relieved.
Since I already know very well just how heroic and dependable they are. I'm so grateful they were the ones who chose to answer your call.
I'll say, even without the home advantage going for them,
I'd say these were some of the best possible servants we could have hoped to summon.
Rama, Karna, Arjuna, and Parvati
were my top choices from the spirit origin graph going in. But it was still a roll of the dice as to whether any of them would respond to the summon. And if that weren't good enough, Rama and Karna are both enormously well known and influential here. Given all that, along with the fact that they know India like the backs of their hands, I'm sure they'll be even more helpful than usual. That said, I'm sure some things might be off for them here, given that it's a lost belt and all, but I'm sure they'll still handle it way better than us Europeans.
We'll see. Okay. Right. For some reason, I assumed the briefcase because it was. I don't know. For some reason, I assumed the briefcase would always summon the ones they're familiar with, or like the. Well, I guess okay. I mean, it is because we have met them before, but like, I mean, like, I assumed the briefcase would always summon them with their memories. Well, Vikibron, we hadn't even met at all yet at that point, so he's also a very unique case. So, no. I don't know.
Speaking of which, what do you make of this lost belt so far? How is it different from the India you're familiar with? How's it different? How is it not different?
I've recognized nothing of this topography. Oh, that's probably not good.
No, it's more than that. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it feels like the air here is... Yes, it's very dry. It makes me feel... lonely. Yes, that's it. It makes me feel lonely. I have no idea what that might mean, though. Lonely, huh? Foe? And of course, I always make a point to try and sense my wife whenever I materialize. But it seems she's nowhere to be found here. One more reason I feel lonely, I think. Ah, my beloved Sita. When will I get to see you again? I don't sense anything familiar here either.
Well, I suppose there is. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. For a moment I felt a bit of the kind of tension I feel prior to battle. I was trying to figure out what it might be, but I couldn't come up with anything. I must have been imagining things, or perhaps my mind was playing tricks on me. I'm sorry I can't be clearer than that, Master.
I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure that probably won't come up again. Definitely not about to be attacked. That's for sure, right? I mean, that'd be ridiculous. Not like we went into this knowing it's a battle note or anything.
Very well then. What do you make of that mysterious cube off in the distance? To be honest, I have no idea. Oh. I've traveled to all manner of countries in my search for Sita, but I've never seen nor heard of anything like that. Nor have I. And there's something about its shape that seems vaguely familiar. But I'm sure that's not the kind of answer you're looking for.
Nah, not quite.
Not really, no. I could say it looks like a giant die or an enormous 3D puzzle, but that wouldn't do us any good. You want to know what it's made of, not what it looks like.
Imph. If you proper human history servants don't know, then it's obviously something unique to the source built.
Yeah, probably.
In which case, the only way we'll find answers is by investigating it. You can start with our immediate surroundings as I originally planned. Remember, the fate of the world hinges on us, so make sure you...
Gordy, you don't gotta be mean.
Make sure you do your damn jobs.
Hey, Master, I know he's your superior, but does he have to be so condescending? Does he not know I'm a king? Yeah, he's like that when he's nervous. Don't worry about it. He's a good guy at heart, I promise.
Well, no matter. Given that I am a servant now.
I can certainly overlook a transgression or two.
He is definitely condescending, but also
Totally harmless. I recommend not dwelling. Harmless? He tried to fucking punch a beast. What do you mean harmless? He's got, you know, he's got that thing on him, you know? His girdle fist.
I recommend not dwelling on it.
Buffo?
All right, why don't we get our investigation underway?
We'll begin with the immediate vicinity. So just head in the direction we tell you and we should be all set. You might run into a wild animal or two along the way, but I'm sure you guys will be able to handle them just fine.
Yeah, probably. Oh boy. Is this gonna be a theme the entire Lost Belt? Oh boy. I'm suddenly quite nervous. Oh. Oh. Okay. This is fine. So this is fine, I guess. I was hoping to, you know, work on some bond points, but yeah, I guess not. Okay. Okay, random debuffs. That's fine. That's probably nothing to worry about. Okay. I'm sure that's temporary. Man. I know I said way back when that I was like, I wish there was a canon mode where you could bring all of the guest servants available, but having the option and being forced into it is another story entirely. Well, that's this will be a problem. At least it will give me opportunity to use Karna, I guess. At least later on, the easier own versions of the servants. Oh, I mean, this Rama's better than my Rama, purely based on the fact he has NP4 and his skills mostly maxed, aside from the third one. So I mean, it wouldn't even be Wouldn't even be worth it.
問題ない。
行くぞ。
The strong also gets no bond. Yeah, but like... I don't know, I guess as long as the battles aren't terribly difficult, it's fine.
いいだ、行くか。
問題ない。
行くぞ。決殺。甘え
And
ぞ。
so far it looks like they won't be, so...
損害。
we'll see.
想定内です。なんとかなりました。先輩。
Maybe I should boost my Rama's skills. Although I don't really have the QP for that. Or the saber gems. Oh boy. I'll collect that later. More riders. Probably wolves. Again. Boy. Alright. This is a real pain in the ass. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We did end up running into some wild animals, but you all handled them no problem.
That said, so
You all look pretty puzzled. Yeah, what's up?
indeed, now that I've had a quick warm-up, I can say for sure that there's something strange about this land. I agree, completely, but I can't figure out what it might be. Yes, compared to the one we know from proper human history, was it? It feels as though there's something unusual covering the entire world. Is it like the loneliness you mentioned before? Maybe, maybe not. It's nothing I can really put my finger on, nor can I put it into words. All I know for sure is that whatever it is, it's preventing us from performing at our best. It doesn't mean we can't fight, but we definitely can't use 100% of our power.
Will I get better? Probably not.
Honestly, I don't know. Things might improve once we get used to it, but at this point I just can't say. Nonetheless, I wouldn't pay it too much heed. Even if we can't use all of our power, we still have more than enough to carry out your commands. So don't worry about us, Master. All you need to worry about is telling us what to do. Telling us what to do.
Fight those wolves?
Now then, it looks like we have more hungry beasts to deal with. Let's take care of them quickly, so we can continue investigating our surroundings.
You know, I have to. What exactly makes this an Indian wolf, and not just a normal wolf? The fact that we're in India, or
いよいよ行くぞ。
seems like a really random distinction to be made.
承知した。
前に出ます。
ブラフマーストラックだろ。
じゃあ。
あ、承知した。
Barely. And of course, right? Aside from like locking us into using these servants, they also, the first enemies they put you up against have neutral, you know, typing. Like they couldn't give us things with, you know, like any lancers for Rama to have fun with, or any archers for... No, just here's some riders. Go fuck yourself.
細かすぎるとは思う。
Ah, well.
我が力に刮目せよ。
I guess not much to be done, I suppose.
魔人ラーバナを撃ったこの一撃、耐えれば名誉、屈服には破滅。行くぞ、ブラフマーストラ。
神々の王の慈悲
You'll
を知
kill him for me, right,
絶
Karna?
滅とはこれ
You
こ
won't
の
let
一
you
つ
won't let this
インドライブ
group of insects live.
焼き尽くせバサミーシャクティ是非もなし
Okay. I guess you are AoE with no effectiveness. I can't blame you too much.
行くか。うん。
Even though I want to.
行くぞ。
And you're debuffed.
捉えました。
Still a shame though. What exactly do you I think it's just down on everything, right? Yeah, down on everything. And then decreased amount of HP recovered and decreased debuff resist. Yeah. Can't lay too much blame on Karna.
念には念だ
Hopefully this will let him kill that one. That'd be nice.
装填します。
That'd be real nice. Good. Barely, but good.
捉えました。
Alright, lone wolf.
行くか。
Bark, bark.
行くぞ。さあ、
照準捉えま
There
し
you go, Mashu.
シータ、もう少しだけ待っていてくれ。
It's so depressing to look at. Just only Mash there with no bond going up. I'm just like, ugh. Why? Why must this happen to me?
So hey, what do you make of the area so far? We've been able to get a handle on it to some degree on our end, but I'd still like to hear your thoughts on it now that you've experienced it for yourselves. Well, I can see a lot of placid bodies of water around here. They're all covered in lotus flowers, and it's very pretty. And there's also plenty of dry land, so we haven't had any problems walking around.
It's almost strangely peaceful. Well, of course water is essential for living things to survive.
It looks like there are large rivers here too, so it seems just as environmentally stable as China was.
Oh, the signal. Is that? What? Just as I suspected, a world with a pleasant climate is bound to have people. Oh. You located a town then?
I just picked up what appears to be one such town in the direction you're headed. I'll send you the coordinates now. Be sure to approach it with the utmost caution.
Aye, aye, Holmes. Surely the people here are friendly, right? Right? It's definitely not just luring us into a false sense of security, right?
桜餅ですが、実は草餅の時期でもあるそうです。
That'd be ridiculous.
新生ダヴィンチちゃんの素敵な工房にようこそ。
Man, it had to go and get my hopes up with that loading, huh? I was like, hey, a new craft essence. Increased Buster Card effectiveness and crit strength and NP gain.
Honestly, that's pretty good. Would I use it over most other things I have? Probably not. But you know, it's all right. Oh, so this is the prototype master, right? I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah. Meeting hope in a lonely world in Ode 3. And we're not getting a break on our AP anymore. Sad. At least we're only fighting berserkers. Oh, okay, good. We can use whoever we want now. I'll keep using Karna. Oh, good. Good. Let's see. Ryoma, you can come out. Let's see, who's at Bond 5 who's close other than Roland? You're not really all that close. How far is Marie from Bond? Okay, yeah, 450. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're not touching that. I could get more work done on a Stilfo. Wait, Kama was close. Kind of close. Was no, she was not. I don't know why I thought she was close. You know what? She's not really close, and she wouldn't even get me Saint Quartz for Bond up any. Actually, no, she wouldn't. Yeah, Gareth. Yeah, no, she'll give silver or golden fruit. But still, I haven't used her in a long time, which is a right shame. So, yeah, let's throw her in. Why not? And then these two need to get one more Bond up for their interludes. No, I'm sorry, Gareth. I changed my mind. I'm sorry. I failed you. I'm a fake fan. Gawain 232, Rama 259, Altera 202, Chacha 177. Actually, wait, what was Nobu at? 178. Jean 270. Give me Nobu. The Nobu. And we'll give her the... Actually, no, we'll swap those. Also give Roland... You know what? Black Grail. Or, no. Kaleidoscope. Alright. Turn that on. And let us begin. Start quest. Close your eyes. Clasp your hands. Okay? Now what? Offer your prayer to the God above. Those three things are an important part of our daily lives. We all have to do them. My father complains about everything, but he still prays every day, even if he always grumbles when he does it. If I forget to pray at the right time, he gets really angry. Well, he's always angry, but he gets even more angry. I think if I had a mother, she would get angry too. Oh, what happened to Mommy? I've only heard about mothers in stories, so I don't know that for sure, but that's what I would guess. prayers are very important, so I can't blame them for getting angry. That's true for routine prayers and prayers just for the sake of praying. Praying is an essential part of our lives. We pray, and we pray, and we hope that our God hears us. We live our lives the best we can. We try hard to be good people. So please, O great God above, please guide us to the next Yuga. Yuga meaning... Oh, she's cute! What's all the commotion outside? I'm gonna go take a look.
Where do you think you're going?
It's okay. I already finished my prayers. Come on, Vihan.
Oh? Oh. Okay. Things seem nice. Buildings are crumbling a little bit, but it seems like we are not in danger of being attacked, although it's a battle node, so it's obviously not true. But, I guess we'll see.
Once we confirmed the town was safe to approach, we decided to take a closer look, as there was only so much we could learn at a distance. That said, this isn't what I was expecting.
Oh, it feels unsafe here? It doesn't seem too peaceful? Oh. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was like, oh, okay, it seems nice. But, you know, definitely... Alright, that definitely doesn't seem too peaceful.
I'd have to agree. There are a number of broken buildings, and the fountain is
Shutting out at an odd angle. It would be a beautiful town square if it was properly maintained, but as it is now, it feels kind of run down.
What about townspeople? Are there any there? Yes, there are.
Though it feels like they're giving us a wide berth. Well, yeah, random people you don't know come wandering in. Things are messed up like they've been attacked before. I feel like it makes sense to be cautious. I don't see any free-eared beasts like we did in Russia. Well, I don't know, maybe that's what they want you to think? I don't know. Maybe those things hiding in the shadows? And it doesn't look like the ages are skewed like in Scandinavia. At a glance, they look like perfectly ordinary people. They do seem to be wary of us, but I don't sense any overt hostility. I imagine they would react similarly to any unfamiliar visitors.
It would seem they're sizing us up just as we're sizing them up. In that case, it's best if we don't give them unnecessary cause for suspicion. We'll refrain from calling you for the time being, so please use the time to focus on gathering as much information as you can. Understood. Alright, here goes.
Well, there's the furry-eared beast. There's what you were looking for.
A dog. He got that dog in him.
There's a girl looking at us very intently.
She doesn't seem to be afraid of us either.
I think I'll try talking to her. Okay, just don't startle her.
Hi there. Could we talk to you for a bit?
Yikes, you surprised me! Hello!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, don't worry. I'm always spacing out, so I get surprised a lot. If you just want to talk, that's fine with me. Say, can I ask who you guys are? I've never seen anyone else dressed like you before.
We're travelers.
That's right. This is Ritsuka, and I'm Mash Kirilight. May I ask your name? I'm Asha, and this is Vihan.
He's astonishingly cute, isn't he? He's a dog. He's as cute as any other dog, I guess. Oh, no.
Foe!
Oh, Foe, you getting jealous? So you're named after the Hindi words for hope and dawn. That's lovely. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I'm Rama. You know, I don't know if it's a good idea for them to be giving their actual names. I'm Rama, and this is Kana and Nessa. Yeah, that's not suspicious. You may have heard our names in stories of great warriors, but pay that no heed.
Huh?
Something tells me she doesn't know. She probably hasn't read your stories. I'm getting the weird feeling about that she has no clue what you're talking about. Is it my imagination, or do the other people here seem afraid of something now?
So if you're travelers, does that mean you don't have a home?
No we don't. At least not in this town.
You don't? It's terrible. Shockingly terrible.
Why is that terrible?
Because of the Kali, of course.
You can't pray without a house, and if you can't pray, the Kali are gonna eat you up! As in the goddess Avatar of Fury? Kali? Or, Kali? Asha, is that... Why does he kind of remind me of Emiya? Am I crazy? He gives me weird... I think it's the, hair. He reminds me of, Emiya when he has his hair in the more disheveled state and not slicked back.
Fuff.
What are you doing here, Asha? Can't you see what's happening?
The Kali are here. Everyone inside? Okay, I'm locking the door. Get ready to pray.
Could he draw me Takeuchi? Fair.
Get inside, hurry. The Kali are here, but these travelers don't have a home. Father, can we let them stay in ours?
Of course not. I can't afford to look after a bunch of people we don't even know.
Honestly, that's fair. If I were him, and and my daughter was like, "Can these random people I met 5 minutes ago come into our house?" I would give those people a funny look and grab my daughter and go inside. I'll be honest. I don't blame him. That's a very, honestly, probably a proper response. So yeah, good on you, man.
Wait, please. You're Asha's father, right?
Can you at least tell us what's going on?
My name is Ajay. Use it. And I've got my hands full taking care of just one Ulu. Sorry, but you lot are You lot are on your own.
On our own with what? Kali?
What, were you born yesterday or something? With the Kali, of course. All we can do is lock ourselves up in our homes and pray to our God not to discard us. So that we don't become faithless, worthless people doomed to end up as nothing more than Kali food.
Go on, travelers. You've got to hurry and find a place to hide and pray. I'm sure you already know this, but the Kali...
Be quiet, Asha. We can't afford to pray for them as well as us.
Master, all the other people are gone. It looks like we're the only ones still left outside.
They must have all gone back to their homes.
Now what should we do? I know Asha told us to hide, but... Yeah, I think it's too late for that. I think we're too late.
Get back, Master.
Is that the Kali? Actually, you know, it was kind of cute. Hang on. Maybe I'm crazy. What? After staring at it for a second, I was initially horrified, but after a couple seconds, I was like, you know, it's weirdly cute. I don't know why.
Be careful. That is not the only one.
They're attacking everything in sight.
Is that why the town is in such poor shape? Probably. It'd be a fair assumption.
Kali. That is the devil's name.
That must be one unique to Indian mythology, rather than the one defined by the Holy Church.
I don't know how you
Westerners categorize them,
but we've always called them devils. I do get the sense that these aren't the same devils we know. But whatever they are, they're clearly bent on causing destruction. No king can sit idly by and watch such destruction. These creatures will make worthy foes for my indestructible blade. My body still feels odd, but the effects are negligible. We should have no serious issues. Agreed. I'm not about to let that stop me from helping. Give us your orders, Master. We'll handle these things.
Got it. Ikuzo.
Right. My Orthodox is holding steady at better than expected readings. I'm good to go too. Armored shield are moving out.
Yeah, go get a mash.
Go get a mashu. Show them what you got. Show them what you're working with. Okay, they're less flattering looking as their battle sprites. The image that popped up in the dialogue scene was one thing, but this not so much. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you the difference, but this is infinitely worse than the thing that popped up in during the dialogue. Alright, well, beast schmeeshed. Devil schmevel. We've got our own devil adjacent beast. Yeah, good try, buddy. You poor thing. Zero damage. What a fucking wimp. What a fucking wimp. Alright. Crit? Okay. I didn't really have any actual faith in that crit going off, but you know, I'll take it.
You know, sometimes you just gotta ask, you know. Sometimes, you know,
イラグラ
ブラフマーストラックダラ
Garn away! You carnivorous fool!
Ah, well.
これで
愛も悪もすべて飲み込み空へ七つの竜よ翼となってかけよ抱き溶かし恋焦がれるか見事だ朽ちることを知らぬ愛の肉よ
And that's it for those so-called devils.
少しばかり面早いかな
There we go. That's Salieri done with. Now the people gonna come out and be like, oh, they beat the Kali. Oh my god, our saviors. Probably not. Probably not. being realistic about it, that's probably not what's gonna happen. But hey, you never know. Okay, there's a lancer mixed among the beasts now. Okay, give me Rama then. Alright, Salieri, how much to get you to... His bond 6 is only 90 away, or 89. But... he'll only give one Saint Court. I'd rather work on a 4 or 5 star. How far is Lakshmi? 207? I don't know. Just... sure. Why not? Lakshmi. Oh, but that means I have to take something off. Alright. This'll do. Actually, what I could have done is I could have put... No, too late now. There are more than I expected. This could be troublesome. Huh. What now? Stay back! Get away from me! Please, dear God, save me! Ooh. Man's dead. Man down. It's my fault. I was one step too late. These people have no weapons with which to defend themselves. If their homes are destroyed, there's nothing they can do to avoid being eaten. This is horrific. I've been focusing on Nikali going after the more fragile houses, but there seems to be no end to them. It's becoming a problem. I could wipe them all out at once with my noble phantasm, but that would also end up destroying the very people and homes we are trying to protect. Now that's definitely not an option. Yeah, no, I'd rather not. They'd kill people. That's true. We'll have to do the best we can, taking them out one at a time. Agreed. This is truly a race against time. Every second counts when eliminating these monsters. Good grief.
When I decided to stay out of sight so as not to interfere with your information gathering, I never expected you'd end up suddenly fighting such an intense battle. Yeah. I'm blaming this on you. You're to blame. It would seem I'll need to run all the instruments at full power so as not to miss any data. So much for my break. Hold it. There's something else headed your way. Oh god. I mean, I already knew that, but what now? Many somethings, I should say. And all distinctly different from the creatures you're currently fighting. Oh? A divine spirit? What are these white beasts? Are they hostile too?
No, look. They're attacking the Kali.
So they're on our... I don't know about that! Not necessarily. I'm not sure if they eat people or if they hunt Kali and simply mistook us for them. But they're coming after us too. I guess there's no point in wondering how these new creatures might affect the situation. Yeah. Just more things to fight.
We'll have to follow Karna's lead and put everything we have into fighting back. We can't let harm come to anyone else. Please, give us your orders, Master.
Something tells me these, like, white beasts are probably, like, agents of these people's god. And, like, yeah, they come around whenever Kali are terrorizing the people, but then after they deal with them, they kill anyone who hasn't prayed, or something. Something to that effect. That would sound about right to me. More than likely. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I wasn't up as late last night, but man, I was up longer than I probably should have been. I was waiting till just past 2 in the morning. But I had things, okay, I didn't really have things to do. It was more I got caught up in totally legitly downloading very legal games. Very, very legal. Nothing illegal about it. Not a thing. Oh, speaking of games that I totally acquired legally, I've been wanting to play through the Dragon Quest games. I played 4 way back when on the DS port that it had. But I've been thinking about playing through them. I don't know if I'd do it as a stream or recording thing. I kind of want to, but like... I don't know if any of my, the current people who watch me care about Dragon Quest. But, I don't know. Could still be fun. Ow. Rude. Damn, Rama, you're not looking too hot, buddy. That's,
Don't you,
not to way. We're finishing this right now.
愛の勝利だ。
Roland, why are you so excitable?
All nearby hostiles have been eliminated. We did it. We finally managed to get rid of all those demonic-looking Kali monsters and the white beasts that showed up later.
Okay, I think people are about to be very mad at us. Like, you killed our gods, envoys, or whatever.
As I suspected, it would seem those white beasts and the Kali are mortal enemies, given how viciously they attacked one another. Indeed.
Nor did the white beasts attempt to destroy any part of the town. It was thanks to them that we were able to fend off the Kali. Though we did have to eliminate them as well, given that they also tried to attack us. Yeah, something tells me we fucked up. Something tells me we made a mistake.
You lot did this, huh? Now you've done it.
Done what? I'll use his name like you said. I'm glad to see you're okay, Ajay.
Can you tell us what these things are?
Yeah, we very much fucked up, I think.
At first, I figured these guys were from the other side of the mountain, since they don't pray. But I guess they really are just a bunch of Ulu who don't know anything about the Kali. Either way, I don't want any part of this trouble.
Fair.
What's there to tell? If you lot know what's good for you, you'll get out of here as soon as...
Miss, are you guys okay? You are? It's astonishing. I'm so glad you're alright. I'm glad you're alright too, Asha. What a relief to see you're not hurt. Yeah, I'm okay. But Vihan's well.
Oh, Vihan! Oh, puppy.
I see he's dragging his leg. Oh, poor thing. Yeah, he got caught under a cabinet that fell down when our house started shaking. I'm sorry, Vihan.
Oh.
Fo.
My God. Is there any value in a dog that can't run?
Don't you dare leave it out to die on the next raid. I swear to God. He is sacred beast. Yeah, we fucked up. We fucked up real bad. To be fair, they attacked us. So I mean, you know. Wait, how are we supposed to know? How are we supposed to... Okay, well...
What happened? The Kali are dead? And the sacred beasts?
Oh boy.
Hello? Who are you?
I'm Prakash, town mayor. Are you travelers?
Do you know anything about this disaster? Rama!
Oh boy.
That, probably shouldn't have said that, buddy. Probably shouldn't have said that. We do.
These beasts attacked us. So we killed them.
You what? Rama, read the fucking facial expression this guy has. He is not impressed. Or maybe slightly impressed, but more horrified than anything. Like, bro. If you like a full account, then call for your finest scribe. It would be such a waste for me to recount my exploits without someone present to record them. What have you done? How could you have killed the very agents of our god that keep us safe? We didn't have a choice. It was self-defense.
Agreed. There was no other way. What's more, they were not the only ones I killed.
That's right. We also fought the creatures you call Kali.
Please understand, we were only trying to protect your town. And in doing so, we may have, fucked you, but you know.
Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing to understand. What you have done is unforgivable. It goes against every law of this world. Besides, the god's sacred beasts would never attack people without a good reason. This is terrible. If we incur the god's wrath, if he thinks our town allowed or worse encouraged your vile deeds, we'll all be done for. Go away. Leave our town at once. You're no longer welcome in Bichu.
You know what? Fair enough. Honestly, fair enough.
Yeah, get out of here. Damn heretics will get us all killed.
Oh no. Could they be those people I've been hearing rumors about lately?
No. Does this mean we're going to suffer divine punishment? Well, this is unexpected. They look like they might start throwing stones at any moment. What would you have us do, Master? Let's get out of here, yeah. We wouldn't want to upset them further by overstaying our not welcome.
I agree.
It would be difficult to gain any more information under these circumstances. Yeah.
Besides, I think we should try to avoid trouble with the locals as much as we possibly can. Let's go look for somewhere outside of town to set up camp. Oh, poor travelers.
I mean, we did kill things that without knowing fully what was going on. I mean, we couldn't have known, but like at the same time, you know,
Well, I'm sure we'll make up for it. Well, this is a fine how do you do. No sooner do you find a town than you get kicked out for fighting. You barely even have any intel to show for it. All you did was waste our precious time.
So what do you want from us, Scorty? Did you want us to just let the sacred beasts kill us? Like what? What do you want from us?
First Russia, then Scandinavia, and China, and now India. Why can't we ever catch a damn break?
Good grief. When you're examining a crime scene with a magnifying glass, Skordolf, do you focus on the stain on your pants, before even considering the evidence.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I have a stain on my finely ironed slacks?
Oh no, I beg your pardon. Your uniform is quite spotless. Yeah, because he never goes outside.
Of course it is. Any sailor worth their salt should clean their uniform, or keep their uniform white as snow. I had mine cleaned by the laundry type before we left.
Laundry type? I do recall seeing a weird-looking captain running around base before.
Holmes? Do you mean that if we hope to find anything that might lead us to what we're seeking?
We should be prepared to suffer a few setbacks at first.
Precisely. If you're too focused on your expense ledger, you'll miss the evidence that's right in front of you, my dear Watson.
Understood. I'll make sure to keep that in mind.
Damn it. That was my chance to be Watson?
Curse my gentlemanly propensity to be so acutely aware of my appearance.
I knew that, of course. I was just, playing devil's advocate.
Right, a nervous, high-strung devil's advocate. Sure you were, buddy.
It was, just a cunning ploy to elicit that reaction from you, to elicit that reaction from Holmes. Yes, that's it.
Oh. Anyway, we need to find a good place nearby where we can pitch camp, right? In that case, why don't you try asking the little bunny hiding in the tall grass behind you for a recommendation? By bunny, do you mean Asha?
Good idea. In that case...
Please don't hide in there, Asha. Can you come out where we can see you? Okay, so we've been aware of her.
Yeah, you surprised me.
Since we're already surprising her, I might as well introduce myself.
I'm sure she can handle it. Hi there, Asha. My name's Da Vinci.
I'm a friend of Ritsuka's.
I'm not actually there right now. I'm just using something called a transmission to send my voice over the air. There's also a detective here who might pop in every now and then. But don't mind him. He's harmless. Oh, we also have a commander who's obviously really bad with kids.
But I'm having him set this out, whether he likes it or not.
Oh, wow, it's just one surprise after another. You travelers really can do amazing things, can't you?
The other townspeople were eager to see us leave. Why did you come after us?
That's just like Karna to get straight to the point.
I was curious about that too, but still.
Oh, well, I wanted to give you these. To thank you for saving us.
Oh, banana.
Love a good banana. Oh, these are fine bananas indeed. You know, I used to feast on the bananas that Hanuman would pick for me all the time. They were jewels of the heavens, so delectable a single bite could make your cheeks melt away in pleasure.
I hope not literally.
But I can tell that these bananas are surely every bit their equal.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this gift, Asha.
Hanuma?
You know Hanuman? The monkey god?
Rama, these people don't know who you
are. The monkey god. One of my closest allies. What's that? You've never even heard of him?
Poor Hanuman. I guess even picking up and carrying a whole mountain wasn't enough to make you famous. You're in no position to be laughing at Lakshmana.
Hold on. I sincerely doubt the answer could be no.
But let me ask you something just to make sure.
Have you heard the name Rama before?
Huh? Innocently cocking her head. I'm gonna take that as a no. What? What, were you hoping for hero worship? Karna, buddy. she's not gonna know you either, man.
My name is Kana. I am the warrior who once fought alongside the Karavas, the descendants of King Kudu. Have you heard my name before?
Shaking head.
I see. Well, that's no surprise. I still have a long way to go before I reach the heights of mastery I strive for.
I don't think it's a you're not famous, Karna. I think it's this lost belt's just not. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Don't be ridiculous, Kana. That's giving yourself far too little credit. There's no exaggeration to say that in the India from proper human history, there's not a single person alive who has not heard your names. That is how great your heroic deeds were. So if the people here have no familiarity with the myths of the past, or the figures from well-known stories, that would mean that neither the Mahabharata nor the Ramayana exist in the lost belt. Alternatively, they may have existed in the past, but have since been forgotten. Humph. How sad to think that the people of this day have never heard of my grand exploits.
No, wait. Does this mean we can't even be sure my exploits happened here? Yeah, they very well might not have.
And if they didn't, does that mean that neither I nor Sita existed in this India? Either way, if Asha hasn't heard of you, there's no point in pursuing this line of questioning any further.
I think it's best if we stick to questions she'll actually be able to help us with. Starting with our campsite.
Asha, we're looking for a place where we can rest for the night. Can you think of any good spots? There's a cave near here we used to play hide and seek. Anything that would give us shelter from the wind and rain sounds great. Would you show us the way there? Sure, follow me.
If anything bad happens to Asha, then everything in this lost spell will have to die. It's all gotta go. She's too precious. If anything happens, well, it won't be pretty. I'll say that much. And on the way, we can ask about the really important things, like the you-know-what over there. The big cube. Yeah.
Right. Asha, can I ask you something? Do you know anything about that giant tree way off in the distance?
Oh. I thought they would ask about the cube, but okay.
Oh, you're curious about it too, huh? So am I. It just sprang up out of nowhere a while ago. I was so surprised.
Is that all you know about it?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's really far away, you know.
Fair. Fair enough. Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Most of the people in town say it probably has something to do with our god. Or like God's sky boulder. That's actually just what I wanted to ask you about next. Is God's sky boulder what you call that enormous cube floating over those mountains? Uh-huh.
That's what it's called.
Now that we know its name, the next question is obvious. What exactly is it?
Well, that's a funny question.
God's sky boulder is God's sky boulder. Yeah, duh. What a silly question, Rama.
It's been around forever, just like the sun and the ground. Everyone knows that. I don't know what else to say. God's sky boulder is God's sky boulder. Just like the sun is the sun. I'm positive my father would say the same thing.
Then why is it called the Gold Sky Boulder? Not that I can imagine how humans could have made such a thing.
I think it's because our god made it. Or maybe because he lives there. Sorry, I really don't know. Nobody ever goes near it.
and why is that? Speaking for myself, I find it an enormously compelling object of interest. Most mysterious indeed. It is without a doubt worth investigating. I just know it's got something to do with our god, so people are supposed to stay away. Besides, they also say that there are lots of Kali around there trying to kill our god. Oh! Yeah, it's... probably... That's a fair reason to stay away. You know, I can't blame you there. It's not just me. My father, my aunt, nobody in Bichu ever goes there. Oh yeah, we have to ask you about the Kali too. From what we saw, I'm guessing their attacks happen pretty regularly, but... Wow, you mean the Kali never come to your town, travelers? That's so surprising. You must be from somewhere really far away. Especially if you can't even see God's sky boulder from there. You could say that. But yeah, of course the Kali show up a lot whenever Yuga's about to end. And since tomorrow's Kali Yuga, I bet there'll be way more tomorrow than there were today. Uh-huh? What are you talking about? You mean you don't know? I thought everybody knew lots of Kali show up on Kali Yuga, since it's the last Yuga and all. That's why everyone always locks their doors, even tighter, and prays even harder than they did for Devapara Yuga today. Question, what will happen when tomorrow is over? You mean you travelers don't even know that? That's really surprising. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that, even Vihan. Damn, we're worse than the dog. I mean, it's something as natural as the sun giving us daylight, you know? Is it? Let's just say we're from somewhere really off the beaten path. A place pretty much at the ends of the earth where everything from society to history is fundamentally different. So please tell us, Sasha, what happens when Kali Yuga is over? Oh. Oh? Our god passes judgment and everyone dies, of course. Oh! Of course! Yeah! Yeah, of course it does. How could we not know? But then if our god decides you're worthy, he brings you back to life, and the first happy Yuga starts all over again. Uh-huh. Right. Now, like, literally or figuratively kills us, we all die, or you know, like what are we talking about here exactly? You know, I'm sure we'll get the answers to those questions. Probably, maybe, hopefully. Munch, benefo, fo. These bananas are really good, but munch. Someone. Okay. Whoever his artist is was like, you know, this would be a real good opportunity to make him eat a banana. Let me just make sure I have these yugas straight, Asha. Uh-huh. In this world, the first yuga lasts for 4 days, the second lasts for 3, the third lasts for 2, and the final one, Kali Yuga, comes on the final day. Do I have that right? Uh-huh. Oh,
but they do say each Yuga used to be way longer a long time ago. Once upon a time, I heard there used to be things called
Years and months during each Yuga.
so I don't know what they are.
Maybe that's why my father always says it's a lot harder to keep track of things like anniversaries now. Yeah, I imagine it would be. I wonder if he remembers that my 4,000th day of being alive is coming up soon. Looking good for... How many? Just shy of 11? You know, I guess she... Okay, yeah. I guess she looks about 11. Roughly, give or take. Even though, honestly, when I first saw her, I assumed she was like maybe 8. So that's mildly concerning. I feel like I've been giving her too much of a squeaker voice now.
Then when Kali Yuga is over, he said a god will then pass judgment.
Well, I guess 11 is still probably squeaky high territory. Yeah, I guess.
Killing everyone and bringing them back to life, right?
An actual god. I guess it's certainly not
Impossible, especially given what we saw in Scandinavia, but still.
So this judgment is just a normal part of life here? Uh-huh. As long as you pray, everything stays the same. Just like how the sun rises when it's morning.
It would seem our shared perceptions of normality are fundamentally misaligned. This could be quite difficult. After all, it only makes sense that someone who perceives such abnormalities to be entirely mundane
would find them unremarkable. True. We'll just have to take each difference one at a time.
Let's start with something simple.
In this case, I think it's got to be defining exactly what a yuga is.
Yugas might be a pretty well-known concept,
But it's still important to make sure we're all on the same page. Plus, talking about it might help us figure out what the differences are between our concept and Asha's concept.
So first off, does everyone here know what yugas are in our world?
I don't, so I was hoping you could fill me in.
Yugas are a Hindu concept.
This is the world is always cycling between 4 distinct periods. Okay. In order, those periods are called Krita or Satya, Yuga, Trita Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. When the Kali Yuga draws near, law, order, and morality cease to exist, and the world starts to fill up with evil instead. Then when the Kali Yuga ends, the gods are said to destroy the world, remake it, and let a new Krita Yuga begin all over again.
Thank you, Captain.
Not at all. I just overheard something with which I was familiar, so I thought I would chime in.
No, thank you. That's all I had to say. Oh, okay.
Captain. Now I see.
If your true name is what I think it is, then you would have some ties to India.
So you guys do know what yugas are. Well, that's a surprise. Oh, I get it. You were just teasing me, weren't you? You're so silly.
Yep. Except, I think in our world it probably spanned a few thousand years. I assume. If not more.
This truly is difficult. There are some concepts we share and some we don't.
And both kinds are mixed together in the same word. At least it seems that we're mostly on the same page when it comes to our enemy.
I also knew that devils called Kali appear during the Kali Yuga, but plunged the world into chaos.
Sure, but according to Asha there, today is only supposed to be the third one, the Vipara Yuga. Oh, the Kali are always around. There are just more of them depending on the Yuga. You almost never see one during the Krita Yuga, and there are so many during Kali Yuga, it's shocking. If a Kali kills you, you won't be able to receive the god's blessing anymore. That's why everyone prays so hard. So it's not getting killed they're worried about? What comes afterwards? Does she mean that in a religious sense? I
mean, I guess religious in their world, technically. Whatever the reasons for it. Sounds like there'll be even more Kali attacking that town tomorrow. What would you have us do, Master?
Yeah, I mean, we're not really gonna be welcome there, though. Maybe if we fight the Kali until the sacred beasts show up, and then immediately retreat. I imagine they'll focus on the Kali. Maybe?
I agree. Kali values human life above all else, even if that notion flies in the face of how this lost belt works.
Exactly. Sometimes there are things that you just have to do, regardless of whether people hate you, or even cast stones at you for it. In my case, those things come so naturally to me that it's hardly even a choice. My body just ends up moving on its own. I think that's what happened back when I lent my aid to Sugriva long ago. That man I failed to save earlier. His dying scream was not one of a man who had made peace with his fate. This system seems evil to me. I may no longer be able to save that man's life, but I can at least make sure that tragedy never happens again.
Then, we are decided. We fight. This lost belt may not be familiar to us. Yet for some reason, this land of India feels familiar to me. Perhaps some of me originates here, as well as China. I can't say why. But I will not hesitate to protect these innocent people. Now we know what is happening. Tomorrow I will work even harder than ever. Do not worry, Master and Mash. Nessa.
We've only just begun our investigation of this lost belt's true emptiness, to say nothing of this god's skybuilder object. Given that those townspeople could help shed some light on these things, I would certainly hate to lose any of them. It would be dangerous to help them, but I won't stop you from doing so. Townspeople also call those white creatures sacred beasts, and said they were the god's agents. But there weren't nearly enough of them to handle all the Kali, and that's before they went and tried to attack us too. We can't count on them. Yeah. If we're going to be fighting even more Kali tomorrow, I would like to find another fighter or two to shore up our ranks while we have the chance. Yeah, good luck with that.
And given what happened earlier, I don't think we can expect the townspeople to help us out.
What's up, Asha?
What is it, Asha? Is something the matter? No, nothing's wrong. See, back in town, I actually peeked out the window and saw you guys fighting. Oh, I was still praying to our god the whole time, so I think I should be totally fine. You're amazing. I've seen people go hunting before, and you guys didn't move anything like them. It was like
You weren't even human. I mean, there's a reason for that.
Then I saw you talking to the other people far away after I followed you, and got surprised all over again. So, I was just wondering.
Are you guys maybe gods, but not the god?
Gods aren't the god?
That's an interesting way to put it.
Well, you know there's only one God, and you're obviously not him, right? That's all I meant.
I hope I didn't say anything weird.
Only one God?
But India's pantheon is known for being one of the largest in all mythology. Yeah, I guess someone decided to be like, nah, I'm the only one here.
I guess I did say something weird. I'm sorry. Lately, there have been rumors going around of people who seem like gods, but aren't the god. So I just thought...
As a matter of fact, Karna here is practically a god. Yeah. That's not true, Master. I am merely the son of Surya, god of the sun. I'm certainly no god myself.
I knew it! I've never heard of any god by that name before, but that's still amazing. I'm shocked.
You know, she accepted that in way too good of a stride. Well, I mean, I guess she's a child. She probably isn't as, stuck in her ways as, like, the adults would be, probably.
If Asha thought we were the beings she's heard rumors about.
That would, of course, mean people are talking about other beings like us.
It sure does. And whoever it is, they're very likely to be a servant. I knew there had to be at least one in this lost belt. They say one of them came to beat you not too long ago. I think they're staying on a mountain near here. Are they a friend of yours?
We'll say maybe. And they came to your town?
Uh-huh. It was during the last Krita Yuga, though I didn't get to meet them myself. But they only took a little look around town before they went to the mountain.
Are you sure they were not just a passing traveler?
I guess they could have been, but I heard they dressed really funny.
And they even said they were a god. Could be a divine spirit.
And if they were alone,
they could also be a rogue servant. And that would be quite the boon. I'm sure they'd be a powerful addition to our forces if we could convince them to help us. Indeed, there's still a lot we don't know about this world's Yugas. But we can focus on them once we've dealt with this immediate threat. Now that we've eaten our fill of those delicious bananas, I say we try and look for this being next.
I'm sorry, I wish I could show you the way. But I need to get home before I get in trouble.
You might already be. I imagine your father's not too, thrilled of you having snuck out.
That's okay. If you can just tell us where to look,
I'm sure we can find this place ourselves.
I'm actually more worried about you, Asha.
I know your town isn't too far from here, but I still don't like the idea of making you walk home by yourself.
I'll be fine. The collie only just showed up, and I can always count on Vihan to... Oh, right. I didn't bring him with me, because he got injured. But it's okay. I can go home in no time as long as I run all the way there.
Yes? Why'd you get so close? Could you see that she gets home safely without her noticing?
Very well. You have my word that no harm will come to her.
Okay, see you later, Miss... God?
Just Mrs. Fine. See you later.
God, huh? That has a nice ring to it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hang on. Nose is running.
You know, I was so surprised when she came all the way after us just to say thanks.
Yeah. Especially given how the adults there reacted to us. She was so sweet.
We learned a lot of useful things from her.
Definitely.
That said, Mash, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but yeah, we know. She's gonna die. I know. No matter what.
Yes, I know.
Once we destroy this lost belt.
She and Lajai are going to disappear. Just like the people we met in the other ones.
From a purely pragmatic perspective, maintaining good relations with the locals will facilitate our information gathering efforts. I suppose the only advice I can give is to not think about it too much.
Holmes is right. Let's just be ourselves and not worry about it for now. I'll just go with yeah.
Okay, Master.
As you instructed, Master. Asha walked straight back to town, and is now safe and sound in her home.
Thanks, Karna. Yeah, wouldn't do for her to get killed before the inevitable heartbreaking scene at the end of this lost belt, huh? They have to stab our heart again. Which, one more time, so you can get real deep in there.
I kept an eye out for the Kali on the way there and back, but didn't see a single one. However, I can't say for certain whether that's because they had just attacked, as Asha said, or if it was merely a coincidence. Unfortunately, there is still a great deal we do not know about these beings.
Well, it won't be long before we face them again. True.
And that gives us all the more reason to bolster our forces. So let us be off to this mountain where the god lives.
I wonder what sort of god they are. It would certainly be nice if it turns out to be one we know. Just to save time. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Of course, I'm hoping that'll be Sita. She's the avatar of Lakshmi, so she could easily have ended up being treated as a god in her own right.
Yeah, I guess. I hope you'll be reunited with her as well. But there's no guarantee this servant will even be an Indian god. Yeah. I mean, it probably will, but... never know.
They're just as likely to turn out to be a god from the west, or some other region altogether. The odds of our encountering a familiar face are really quite slim.
Just try not to get your hopes up too high. I have a feeling I know who it's gonna be. And I'm quite interested to see how that's gonna go. Quite interested indeed. A mountain where one encounters God. Alright, I think we'll leave it there for now. Just shy of 3 hours, so... I don't know why, but for me, this is probably the one I'm most intrigued by of the Lost Belts so far. Like, this one, like, has hooked me faster than the others. Like, I do want... I do wonder, not want, I do wonder... about the date, right? How, like, this, it would have had to, so usually that means that's around the time it split off, but it doesn't even necessarily say BC, it's just question marks. Maybe that's in reference to this Yuga cycle? Maybe that's not the deviation date at all, but maybe the number of cycles they've been through. I don't know. I guess we'll see. The stream description did not always say minimal, right? It used to be no, right? I don't know what you mean. I mean, look, at this point, is minimal not more accurate, right? Like, I did do 2 GSSRs, and I used some of those paid, or, well, 1 paid Saint Court to get Astolfo. When did it occur? About 6 days ago? A week ago? About a week ago? I think. I don't remember exactly. I think it's been about a week since the first time I changed it. I don't know. Time. The days blend together. If you do daily single rolls, you don't count as free to play anymore, of course. Yeah. I may have been doing that on Jean. Mayhaps. But I mean, can you blame me? It's Jalter. What do you want from me? Anyhow. But yeah. I'm just gonna say who my guess is. Don't like confirm or deny it. I'm just throwing it out there. Who I think it will encounter. It's probably gonna be Ganesha Jinako. That's who I'm kind of leaning towards it being. But we shall see. It could very well not be. You know, it could end up being, again, like Karna was saying, someone completely, you know, not of Indian mythology. But I have a pretty good feeling, especially since Jinako was part of that 5-star pickup in the shop for new, yeah. I'm feeling pretty confident that's who's gonna be there. Oh. But anyway, I don't have much else to talk about. So I guess that'll do it. Thanks for watching, and so okay. I was thinking, okay, so I mean, this mainly pertains to members. I think I'm gonna move what usually would be tomorrow's member stream to Wednesday, because I want to try and get as much Saint Quartz from this as I can before Jalter goes away. Yes, yes. So I think I'll continue this tomorrow, and then we'll just have like 2 watch-alongs next week. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna continue this as well as on Monday, and then Tuesday I have things to do, but that's the tentative plan. Interesting. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, and yeah, I'll catch you later. Peace.